Okay, I'm gonna talk about the second half of the video, that what happened when I went to India for the first time. Okay. Weather's pretty nice. It's pretty good. So, if you come like a minute walk from my dorm, then there's this famous park called Hyde Park. I'll bring you guys to my favorite place in the park, and then we'll talk about the remaining part of the story. This is my favorite place. Today is a Saturday, so I think there are many people, but usually on the weekdays there's nobody here. So whenever I get tired because of my academics or whatever that is, I come here, just sit down at a bench and just look at the river. Actually a pond. Look at this pond. Looking at the sun, the skies, the birds and everything. It's a really beautiful, peaceful place. I just wanted to find a place or a bench that's empty and quiet to film this video, but I couldn't find it, so I was just gonna walk around and talk about the experience. I search like information before traveling to some country. I search up YouTube videos, but then most of the YouTube videos are either very superficial, like abstract about the economy and everything, or those YouTubers they make videos in a biased way because the market demands a certain way of portrayal of India. For instance, like it's dirty, it's disorganized, there's a lot of scams and everything. Because the YouTubers, the suppliers, are aware of the market demand, they make videos in such a way only. I was aware of the bias, so I couldn't really trust those videos. We couldn't really find much information about India prior to going to India. So we had to find somewhere to stay. We booked this Airbnb in Mumbai, but as soon as we arrived, it was like very late at night, and we were kind of shocked because the street looked very scary. The Airbnb place was, compared to at least the photos they've uploaded, it was much dirtier. So there we've learned a lesson that we cannot trust any of the photos online for looking for a place in India at least. I've noticed they're doing some photoshopping or whatever the AI thinks to enhance the quality of the photos and the actual place, to hook the people like us. So be careful. But anyways, it wasn't like bad, but it was not as good as our expectation. So So like the very next day, we've decided to move the place to a better place because we were there for a business purpose as well. We wanted to see various aspects of India, especially Mumbai, and we were aware of the fact that Mumbai has a huge gap between the rich and the poor. So we wanted to explore the rich side as well. So we booked Four Seasons Hotel. We went there and we learned that in India, everything is mixed. For instance, Four Seasons Hotel is a super luxurious, expensive hotel, right? But right in front of the luxurious hotel, there are like beggars, dog shits, and nobody cares. It was very interesting because usually if you go to Korea or like other countries that I've been to at least, so the rich gather together and the poor gather together. But at least in India, that's not true. So everything's mixed, and the rich people and the poor people don't care about it. I've asked people why is that the case, and they told me that it's because of the mindset reason. They really don't care about the money that much. It's more about the life, the attitude towards the life. Whether you appreciate what you have, you share what you have with other people. I know that's why like so many people are vegetarians. So many people don't waste food. You cannot eat more at a restaurant. You have to pack the food and give to a beggar in front of the restaurant. Um, these kind of things, and even the beggars are not that aggressive. It was very interesting. If you look beggars coming to you, and you see their eyes, and respectfully just say, "Sorry, I don't have the money," or I won't give you money right now," then they just go away. India is very based with trust. The cars, they drive in a way whatever the fuck they want, but still not many accidents, not many CCTVs and everything in India, but relatively compared to, for instance, some of the more developed countries, for instance, the States, India is much safer place. People trust each other, and it was very interesting, and it was very good to look at. And then we went to the India Gate site as well, the traditional rich site. We've seen the Queen's Necklace, the sunset as well. It was beautiful. When we visited India Gate, the interesting thing was that people lined up to take photos with us. I don't know why, but it was very interesting experience. At that time, for instance, my Instagram as well, I had like less than 50 followers. So it definitely wasn't because of my Instagram. They lined up, even with the Queen's Necklace as well. People following us, taking photos, taking videos. We met some YouTubers there. I think those guys were some famous YouTubers. Those YouTubers were filming us as well. I think in general, my assumption is that there are not many foreigners coming to this country. So that's why, in general, foreigners are just special incident happening in lifetime. So you get to get excited when you see foreigners. And then we met this college student. We learned this notion of guest in Hinduism, where if someone's a guest, then you have to treat the guest really well. Because we're coming from a foreign country, he wanted to treat us as a guest and give us the best experience as possible. So like he bought us like all the foods. We've tried vada pav, pani puri, so many different Indian foods. He also told us some of the reasons why he thinks Indian economy and the middle class has emerged. He told us that because his parents' generation, he's like early 20s. He just graduated from college. His parent generations, until they have saved the money, the kids, like his generation, the kids have the money to spend, and because they are spending the money, the economy is flowing, and that's where the money doubles and triples. And the second thing is, especially after the COVID, so many people died during the COVID season. Everyone learned the lesson that life is not guaranteed. That's why some people started to spend money even though they don't have the money, like YOLO thing, you live only once. Because of the COVID reason, I know the developing countries like India especially have huge nightlife culture. You guys love clubbing and everything, drinking as well. Drinking, I noticed people shouldn't. It's not encouraged with drinking culture, but people do it anyways, at least. So yeah, we learned so many things about dating as well. There's so many dating apps in India. It's doing pretty well. Not sure if most of the users are gay people or not, but dating apps are flourishing. And meaning people are like dating. Some very open-minded people, they are doing hookups as well, which was very interesting. So India's in this stage of very rapid change, and I could see in his eyes that he was very proud of Indian culture, how India is doing very well with its growth, the heritage they have, and everything. So whenever I talk about India, people ask me, do you like India? Yes, I do like India. And then their next question, follow question is, why do you like India? Then always my answer is there are two reasons why. First reason is economic reason. I'm there for business. I'm very bullish with Indian economy. India's economy is gonna be the next power of the world. Second thing is because you guys have the heritage. Korea and India, we both have the history of being colonized. But then the difference between India and Korea is that Korea is so small. The colonizer could have got rid of pretty much everything, every culture that we had. We lost our names, we lost our language, we lost our everything. So we have such a shallow heritage. If people think about Korean culture, they think of like K-pop idols. These are not the heritage. These are like commercial commodities and strength that we have, which was possible because we didn't have the deep heritage of culture. If we had this deep heritage, because of the momentum that we had, it wouldn't have been possible for us to so rapidly grow. On the other side, because you guys, India is so big, and I'm aware that India is the only country that have never invaded other countries first. But anyways, because you guys are so huge, no colonizer tried to get rid of every heritage or everything. So many heritage remaining, rooted in your blood and mind and spirit, and I love it. I love how your society is run by trust. I know there are a lot of scams and everything, like decent amount of room for improvement in terms of like hygiene and everything, but I see India is getting there within a few years, and most importantly, the rising power countries, the citizens of the rising power countries, they have the similarity of being very proud of being very proud of being the citizen of the country. For instance, Chinese people was like that, American people was like that, and I see Indian people are like that as well. Even when I meet so many Indian people in London, they're so proud of being Indian, most of them at least. I think the demonstration of India becoming a power would be the point where those rich Indian people outside the country coming back to India to the business. And I think it's happening gradually right now. So yeah, my first Indian trip was very, very interesting. I learned so many things. I got shocked. There's so many opportunities there. I was so welcomed. That's it. I'll talk about what happened next with the next video.